Still prepping this thing for the Whipsaw Trail. Last time we were out here, we put the lower torsion rods in the thing, which will make the steering mucho tighter. And hopefully will keep the tie rods to last a lot longer. So if you want to know how to do that, check out that video because, well, that's one of the secrets to keeping WD-21, D21 Nissans alive a little bit longer. Is by fixing the lower tension rods. And here I am waving around this rod while I couldn't test drive it yesterday because, well, I killed a brake line on my last trip in the woods. It wasn't even really my fault. I'm saying it like that because it's just super rusty crusty and it cracked on the frame rail, and it's not even, I didn't pull on it at all, so it was just bound to happen. Oh, and now I'm getting some sand in my brake lines. That's bound to make them work better. I see another thing asked all the time is, where do you get brake lines? I don't even know if you can buy pre-bent ones anymore from the dealer because these trucks are 30 years old. You don't need pre-bent ones. You just buy hard lines from the auto parts store and you bend them yourself. These are 3/16 lines with 10 mil ends on them. You can also use 1 mil lines about the same size. They're less common. But yeah, you need to make sure they got the metric ends. You just buy them like this, and then you bend them over your knee and make it look really half-assed. So on that note, let's spill a bunch of brake fluid on the ground and hopefully quickly swap this out before we dump all of the brake fluid left. Okay, pause. What? Apparently we got to do some ball throwing first. Priorities, right, pause? Priorities. All right, throw the ball for him, and then we'll climb underneath this thing. Here's another tip for you. If you're trying to do brake work and you don't have an actual brake line wrench, stop. Stop right now and go buy one. I've stripped a lot of brake lines by using a regular size wrench on them, and the $8 that one of these cost will save you many wrecked brake lines. They grab the lines a lot better than a regular box end wrench. So, well worth its weight in gold. 10 mil for the win. Let's get this brake line in. Oh, it's gonna be greasy. I hate greasy. Oh, you like my door stop? This is a Dana 300 main gear. Got a bunch of these bad boys lying around. It's this thing's fault. It's really hard on Dana 300s. So if you're a guy who's looking for Dana 300s, blame it on me. I've killed a bunch of them. And now I have these nice door stops and pen holders. I got one on my desk. Yeah, that's expensive. Anyways, well, of course it wouldn't be a trip in the yard. That pause bugging me the whole time. Good work, pause. All right, ooh, we can see my weld there. That wasn't so bad there. That one, not nearly as nice. You don't need to worry about my welding. Anyways, this is why I don't really feel like this was my fault all that much. I should have put some eye goggles on. The brake line is split, like right kind of in behind here, and it's just so rusty and crusty that it's puking out up in behind there where it's clipped together with these fuel lines. In a perfect world, you would probably want to take this line out. But it's not a perfect world, and I'm awfully lazy. So I'm just gonna kind of jury rig this bad boy. Also this is some stupid ABS sensor thing. If I had a fitting, I would just get rid of it, but hey, we'll have ABS, that's fun. Anyways, so we're gonna start here. We're gonna work our way up to there, and we're gonna bend it real half-ass like. First bend is the hardest. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. People say, how do you bend brake lines? I don't know, you just find something that's like the right shape and you just bend them. See? You don't need a bender. Just do that. Oh, that's a nice bend. Oh, it's like an idiot brain teaser, right? I'm good at those. Because I'm an idiot. Okay. Let's put one like this. This is fun. It's also why if you're measuring brake lines, add a bunch extra, because you'll gobble up a lot more footage than you really think. Oh, of course. Don't be like me. Make sure your brake fittings are all the way on the end before you bake your bends. Don't be stupid. Ugh. Structural rust falling on me. Alright, so I've got it kind of half-ass bent up there. That's a 51-inch line, in case you're wondering. And we've got it close enough. It definitely is not as pretty as stock Nissan lines. They probably use a longer line, but I just cut this corner here. So let's take this off. Spooch some fluid everywhere. It's not the nicest piece of work, but we're gonna leave the old cracked gross line in there. And I guess now I gotta wait for Miss Pathmaker to come home so we can bleed the brakes. And I guess while I'm waiting for her to come home, I should probably fix this because it's buggered. I just did this. I guess on the bright side, it means the bolts are loose. Nuts are loose, see? That's nice. I even bent the rod a little bit. That's a fine piece of machinery right there. Now, how do I fix this? Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna bugger my knuckles so badly here. Hitting it like a real girl. Oh yeah, I think that's good enough for me. I'm banging. So it's time to just do some Armstrong in here. Well, look at me. I even learned my lesson because, well, the other side I did with an impact. And I stripped the hell out of it. So this side, we're gonna Armstrong it. Oh man, I keep hurting my knuckles. Ouch. Okay, well, we got a few more small jobs that we want to do before we take this thing on the whipsaw. One of them being, we got to make this look a little less heat score. One of the nice things when you cut the bottom part of your fender, they bend a lot easier. A little bit of poor man's body work here. Now we're looking way better. Oh, I forgot to plug it back in though. I should probably do that. The lights work better if you actually plug them in. Pretty good. We got the same thing going on over here. Okay, so we did a real half-assed job fixing the bumper, or the fenders. They don't screen pull me over nearly as much as they did before. We're finishing up a little bit of pre-whipsaw trip prep here on the project Cheapfinder. Got my tools under there and my sleeping platform made up. Bed goes in there, and so we got to get all my gear loaded up. But one thing I did not mention when we did the tension rod bushings the other day is, well, typically when you do that, you should really check your steering or your toe in, because we had about an inch of pigeon toe on the front tires because now my bushings are nice and tight. So right now I'm just working on adjusting toe out a little bit. So I figured I'd give you a bit of video, show you what I'm doing. So here's your tie rods. These are the next most common thing to wreck when you got a lifted Nissan Pathfinder. You'll bend them right here. I've got some spares with me. Either way, you need to unlock both of the nuts, and then you can spin this bad boy. And as you do that, you can see the tires actually come out. So I've already cracked that side, I've already cracked this side. You guys missed out, I smashed my knuckles, it was really fun. But now we're working on doing about half of the distance on both sides. Because if you do just all on one side, well, then you got one tire out, one tire in. So we're just taking some real greasy measurements here and trying to real half-assed get this thing lined up before I drive it 600 miles. So let's take a few measurements and see where we're at. I climb back and forth 6 times, and I'm measuring from, there's multiple different ways. The best way is honestly is to take the tire off, bolt a piece of steel on either side, and then you get a real good measurement. But from the big lug to the big lug, call it good enough for Project Cheapfinder. And we're gonna tighten these jam nuts back down. Oh, look at my hand, I just beat the hell out of it. Tighten those jam nuts back down. Old carpet for the win. Carpet is highly superior to cardboard. Also, to save the effort, we're using, well, I don't have 224s, so I'm using 124 and 115/16.
pretty much the same thing. So we just got to tighten these back down. And then we'll take her for a rip on the road. See how straight she drives.